And so listen, you guys, I told you from the jump, I thought Megan Thee Stallion wasn't lying. If you guys can recall like the videos or like those IG lives that she did, they seemed very inauthentic. They seemed very unbelievable. They seemed contrived and a little bit pretentious, to be honest with you. I feel like she was trying to be something that she's not. If that's an actor, she's definitely not, because it was a horrible performance, okay? I give her an F for effort, okay? But the first video, I think she was just like sitting somewhere like outside or something, and like she had like the dark hair, right? And then on the second video, she had like this blue hair, and like she was trying to push that bang back that would just not behave. Like, whoever did her hair, like, shame on you, okay? Shame on you. That bang would not stay back on Megan Thee Stallion's head. And for those of you who are watching, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Like, it just wouldn't stay back. Anyway, Megan tried her best to give us a performance and tried to sell us that lie. Yep, I said it. I said it. Megan tried to sell us that lie about Tory Lanez shooting her in the foot, but just like Tory Lanez said in the album, how do you get shot in both feet, but you don't suffer any fragments or pulls or breaks in the bones or the ligaments? Like, how does that happen? Because, listen, I've said this before, I'll say it again. There's over 50 bones and ligaments in the foot, okay? How do you suffer multiple gunshot wounds in your feet without suffering any bone fractures, torn ligaments, or, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense, y'all. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense from the jump, but y'all ate that story. Y'all bought that story. I denied it from the jump. And to be honest with you, I think Tory Lanez read my comments. I think Tory Lanez watched my videos. I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why. When I'm listening to that album Daystar, and it's a great album, by the way, like, shout out to Tory Lanez and the producers for putting out Daystar, because you guys gave us something groundbreaking, something innovative, something phenomenal, something memorable, something remarkable, something that we can actually listen to day in and day out, and it transcends time. I'm listening to it right now, and by the way, I've listened to it 3 times already, okay? I'm listening to it right now, and I'll also be listening to that same song maybe like 4 or 5 years from now, because it's a classic. Tory Lanez blessed us with a classic. Daystar. Daystar. Okay? And so when I'm listening to Daystar, Tory Lanez is saying everything that I wanted him to say. He's giving us all of the details and all of the facts, and I called it from the jump. Like, I laid that out for you guys. Go watch my Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez debunking video on IGTV. It's also on YouTube. You can find it. Listen to what I said, okay? And then you'll think to yourself, wow, Remotely must be a prophet or something, because I already knew, like, I kind of already knew what it was, like, because you're not going to tell me that Tory Lanez jeopardized his own career for Megan Thee Stallion. It did not happen. You want to know what Tory Lanez said happened? Tory Lanez says that Megan Thee Stallion tried to frame him. Look. If it's a lie, Tory Lanez and his team told it, but Tory Lanez said that Megan Thee Stallion and her people, like her team, tried to frame him. And you know what? I believe him. I've been through some stuff. I've had my own issues. I've struggled with my own adversities in life, okay? I know how your enemies can come against you. They will band together and come against you to destroy you, okay? And so I'm not one to dismiss his claim of that being a setup or like some sort of scheme to kind of frame him or whatever. Like, you know what? I'm going to take it at face value. If Tory said it, then it's true, because I've experienced that same thing. I know what that's about. And usually it's the people closest to you that actually do that to you. And so you have to kind of figure out like who's in your circle. And like Tory Lanez said, like, I'm going to cut the grass. Like, we're going to cut the grass. We're going to weed out all these snakes, and we're going to toss them to the side, because there's no stopping God's plan. Huh? You can't stop God's plan. No weapons formed shall prosper, okay? And in my opinion, Megan Thee Stallion telling that lie against Tory Lanez was actually a disservice to the black community. I'm going to tell you why. When she made that statement about Tory Lanez shooting her in her foot, it actually created a divide amongst the community. Like, it did. You had people on one side saying that black men don't protect or support black women, right? You have people on my side arguing, well, hey, black men are not your issue. Black men are not your enemy. Black men did not oppress you. Black men did not make you a slave. Black men did not rape you in the bar. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, black men didn't do any of that to you, okay? Black men are just as much of a victim as you are, if you're claiming victim. Now, I'm a black man. I don't play victim. I don't do that. Like, I'm not, no, I don't do that. And y'all know that. And that's why a lot of y'all don't like me. That's why a lot of the people who were around me really did not like me from the jump, because I don't play that same black man victim that you play. I don't play it. Like, have we been oppressed systematically? Yes. But we don't all have to fall victim to that systematic oppression or racism. Like, we don't. There are ways around it, and that's a different story. Like, you know, whatever. Anyway, when I came out in defense of Tory Lanez, I was on the, like, those blogs, like the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, like all of those different places, right? And I voiced my opinion. I'll tell you guys something. I actually got blocked from one of those major blogs. I'm going to assume that they blocked me because my statement towards Megan Thee Stallion's claims were so strong, they were so riveting, they were so true and factual that it didn't really line up with the narrative that they were trying to push. Okay, it didn't line up. My statements were so combative towards what they were trying to push that they had to turn me off completely. And so they blocked me from that blog. I'm not going to reveal a name because I don't want to give them that much credit, okay? But they blocked me. And when I say blocked me, I mean, like, this is a blog who I would go to their posts and I would do my comments, and my comments would get big numbers. I'm talking about, you would see my comments in like the thousands. You know what I mean? Like the likes and like the different responses and replies, like in the thousands, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why they blocked me from that post, because when you're trying to put out a false narrative and then you have somebody like me coming in with facts to dispute that narrative, you actually can't argue with me. You can't argue. You have to get rid of me or block me or whatever, right? Like you can't. And so, like, I get it. I understand why you did it, but I don't agree with it. Stop telling lies. Stop lying to the people. And so I took that with a grain of salt and I kept on trucking, because at the end of the day, you recognize me, you see me, you know what it is. You know, come on now. You already know I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking facts and you can't stand it. And so, I love how Tory Lanez called out JoJo and Kehlani. Okay, if you guys can recall, you have people like Kehlani and JoJo, how dare you? How dare you? You want to come up here and talk about taking Tory Lanez off of your album that flopped. All right, nobody was checking for it, and we haven't been checking for you for a while. You came up with that single talking about your ex. We don't like that. We're not buying it. You're not who you used to be, okay? You even had Ari Lennox in your last video, and you still flopped. And you want to talk about taking Tory Lanez off of your album? You need Tory Lanez. Come on now. JoJo, you need Tory Lanez. All right. And Tory Lanez burnt them up. Okay, Tory Lanez said that JoJo's record label paid him $50,000 to do the feature. So just like Tory Lanez said, you just lost $50,000 talking about taking me off your album, and then in all actuality, I brought you your views. And you know what? Tory Lanez might be right, because JoJo, listen, I'll keep it real. I listened to the album, I streamed it. I streamed it like 3 times. I streamed it 3 times looking for something that was like groundbreaking or something that stood out to me. Never found it. Never found it. Your album is complete flop. You need to go back to the lab, consult your people, talk to your team. The music is not adding up. We don't like it. We don't want it. Nobody's playing it. The only reason why I listen to it 3 times, I'm a critic. I have to listen to it, okay? To let these people know what they're in store for. Your music, your album was trash, okay? And if I were Tory Lanez, I would have demanded you guys to take me off the album before you even had a chance to say you wanted me off. If you really want to talk about it, you know, like, it's just crazy how people wanted to come out and attack Tory Lanez, and like they're asking for Tory Lanez to tell his side and stuff like that. And it's just like Tory said in the album, like, it's amazing. Like, it amazed me. Like, it really shocked me how quickly people are ready to believe one side of the story before they hear the other side. And so we live in the United States of America, right? I know Tory's from Canada, like Tory, like he's Canadian, but he's in the United States of America. And in the United States of America, you will be tried before the court of law, okay? You will be judged by a jury of your peers. Like, this is how we do things in the USA, right? And so whether he's Canadian or not, he still has to abide by these laws and these rules when he's in this country, right? But so we've got one thing going on in like your actual court, right? But in the court of public opinion, they had already convicted this man. This man, like, according to the public, is already guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot when we haven't even heard the full story. Just like Tory said, you mean to tell me that you're going to get shot in the foot, the police actually show up to the alleged crime scene, and then none of them even notice that your foot is shot? And then if you're so hurt, if you're so mad, if you're so upset, fuck the code. You should have told the cops. The reason, no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We respect the code. Like, I get it. I know what y'all do. I see y'all. Y'all see me. It is what it is, okay? The reason why I say that is because, well, it's one thing to get shot in the foot and not say anything to the cops. It's another thing to like be on social media actually saying or claiming that this man shot you in the foot, okay? Because either way, it's all public. Whether you told the cops or not, your statements are public. So don't give me that code stuff. This is not about the street code. This is not about snitching. This is not about protecting no black man. It's not even about that. This is about Megan Thee Stallion wanting some street cred. This is about Megan Thee Stallion wanting some clout for her career because she had a #1 song with Beyonce, but people still were sleeping on Megan Thee Stallion. No, don't get me wrong. I like Megan Thee Stallion's rap. I like her music. Megan Thee Stallion is a beast on these tracks. Like, she's out here beasting, okay? Now, she's not no Nicki Minaj, and I pray to God, oh my God, please bring us back Nicki Minaj. You know? I'm just saying, like, give us Nicki Minaj, like, because what's out here right now, like all of these carbon copies, like, I can't deal with, I don't even like it. Like, I'm over it. I can't do it. Like, nobody does it like Nicki. All of y'all want to be Nicki. All of y'all want to take the place. Like, thank y'all for coming in and giving Nicki a break. Like, she's gonna have her baby, and hopefully, God, please bring back Nicki Minaj, okay? Like, bring back Nicki, because, you know, like, if you guys can recall, like, Nicki never had any of this mess surrounding her career. You know why? Nicki didn't need it. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Nicki did not need any of this bull crap to fluff up her career. Nicki's material, her visuals, her writing skills, her features, all of that, her work in general spoke for itself. And Nicki sold out stadiums, right? Megan and them, they can't do that. So they need this extra stuff. They need these lies. They need to try to frame somebody in order to get their stuff popping. You understand what I'm saying?